welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to solve one third unit problem. Okay, so already we discussed several problems in the third unit, that is analysis of continuous time system. Okay, so now we are going to see one more problem. Since one viewer asked one question, we have to find the response of the system for the input x of t equal to u of t. Okay, so that's why I am solving this one. So you see the question. The input and output of a causal LTI system are related by the differential equation d squared y of t divided by dt squared plus 6 into dy of t divided by dt plus 9 y of t equal to 2 into x of t. Okay, so this is a one system equation. So the question is that the first one is we have to find the impulse response h of t, and the second one is that find the response y of t of the system if the input x of t equal to u of t. Okay, so use Fourier transform. So here the question is that, so we have to solve this problem using Fourier transform. Okay, since the question itself it is mentioning, so we have to use Fourier transform. If that is not mentioning, means we may solve this problem in easy using Laplace transform also. Okay, we will get the same answer only. Okay, so first one, so you know that first we have to write down the given system equation. So what's the given system equation? This one. Okay, so the given system equation consisting of the differential terms. Okay, so now we are going to solve our system equation using Fourier transform. Okay, in Fourier domain only we are going to solve. So that's why we have to take a Fourier transform for the above equation. Okay, so you know that what is the Fourier transform of 2-time differentiation of the output y of t, that is the Fourier transform of d squared y of t divided by dt squared is j omega squared into capital Y of j omega. Okay, plus 6 into what is the Fourier transform of dy of t divided by dt? It's a j omega into capital Y of j omega, plus 9 into what is the Fourier transform of y of t? Capital Y of j omega, equal to 2 into what is the Fourier transform of x of t? Capital X of j omega. Okay, so this you see in the left side term, so all term is having capital Y of j omega. Okay, so you take capital Y of j omega as a common. So how to write? J omega squared plus 6 j omega, then here plus 9. Okay, so you write here, so which is equal to 2 into x of j omega. Okay, so that's why that is what is our first question? Our first question is that we have to find impulse response h of t. So what is mean by impulse response? The impulse response h of t, it is nothing but a inverse Fourier transform of the frequency response capital H of j omega. So that's why, so first we have to find, so from this equation the y of j omega divided by x of j omega, we have to calculate what is the Fourier transform of output divided by the Fourier transform of input. It is said to be the transfer function. It is said to be the frequency response capital H of j omega. So from this, the h of j omega equal to the remaining 2 divided by j omega the whole square plus 6j omega plus 9. Okay, so this is said to be the frequency response or transfer function of the given system. Okay, so then what is our question is that? Our question is that we have to find the impulse response h of t. Okay, so you know that the impulse response h of t, it is nothing but a, the impulse response h of t, it is nothing but a inverse Fourier transform of capital H of j omega. Okay, so that's why we have to take a inverse Fourier transform for this h of j omega expression. So you see the h of j omega expression. So in the denominator, it's a second order equation. So we may factorize the second order equation into, if you are factorizing this means we will get 2 divided by j omega plus 3 into j omega plus 3. So you see there are two roots. The two roots are repeated roots. Okay, so in this case this h of j omega is having the two roots. The two roots are the repeated roots. So that's why this h of j omega, it can be written as 2 divided by j omega plus 3 to the whole squared. Okay, so for this expression we have to take inverse Fourier transform. Okay, so you see, so you remember that, so what are the standard Fourier transform pair we studied? that is 1 by j omega plus 3 means it is a e power minus at u of t. Okay, so you recall that one. So we know that e power minus at u of t, the Fourier transform is that 1 divided by j omega plus a. Okay, but in our h of j omega expression, this j omega plus a to the whole squared is there. Okay, so which function is having the transfer function like this means, so we studied one question that e power minus at u of t multiplied with t power n function. Okay, t means it is a linearly growing signal. Okay, so t power n e power minus at u of t. Okay, this entire signal is having the Fourier transform answer is that n factorial divided by j omega plus a to the power n plus 1. Okay, so this is the standard Fourier transform pair. So we solved this problem in Laplace transform. Okay, but in Fourier transform we are not solved. But in Laplace transform we derived this one. Okay, so similar to that one, so in Fourier transform t power n e power minus at u of t, the Fourier transform answer is n factorial by j omega plus a to the power n plus 1. If it is a Laplace transform means in the place of j omega we have to put s. Okay, so n factorial by s plus a to the power n plus 1. Okay, so you just see this expression with our h of j omega. So what is our h of j omega? The h of j omega is 2 divided by j omega plus 3 to the whole square. So you just compare these two equation. Okay, so these two answer you just compare. So in the place of a, okay, in the place of the constant a, which one is there? 3 is there. In the place of n plus 1 to the power n plus 1, which one is there? 2 is there. So what is the value of n? N is equal to 1 and this a is equal to 3. Okay, so according to this one, then n factorial. So n factorial means 1 factorial means 1 factorial. Okay, so you see, so according to this one, what is the inverse Fourier transform of 1 divided by, that is you take this 2 as a common, then what is the inverse Fourier transform of 1 divided by j omega plus 3 to the whole squared means the answer is that t to the power n. Okay, where n is equal to 1. So t into e power minus at. So what is a? A is 3. So e power minus 3t into u of t. Okay, so this is the impulse response of the our given system. Okay, so in some expression, the h of j omega, the roots are repeated means if that expression is like this format means we may use this standard structure. Okay, so we may get the impulse responses like this. Okay, and the second question is that we have to find the output of the system for the input x of t equal to u of t. What is u of t? U of t is a unit step signal. Okay, so whenever for the given system, okay, for the given system, okay, this is the system equation. So for the given system, if the input x of t in the place of input we are applying the unit step signal means what is the output y of t, we have to find out. That is the second question. Okay, so that's why, so for, you know that the input x of t equal to u of t. So you take a Fourier transform for the above equation. So what is the Fourier transform of x of t? It's a capital X of j omega, which is equal to, so you know the Fourier transform of unit step signal u of t. So what is the Fourier transform of unit step signal? In the second unit we derived. So the unit Fourier transform of the unit step signal is 1 divided by j omega. Okay, so we got the answer for x of j omega. So now we have to substitute this x of j omega in our that is the Fourier transform equation. So you see in the first one, so for the given differential equation we are taking Fourier transform and we are taking y as a common. So we are considering this the equation number a. Okay, so in this equation our aim is to find out y. Okay, so that's why we have to substitute the value of x of j omega here. Okay, so now x of j omega we calculated. Okay, so we have to substitute the x of j omega in this equation number a. Okay, so that's why substituting the value of x of j omega in equation number a. So this is the equation number a. So in this, instead of this x of j omega, we have to put 1 by j omega. So that's why y of j omega equal to 2 divided by j omega into this one. j omega squared plus 6j omega plus 9. Okay, so now we got the y of j omega expression, but we want the time domain output y of t. Okay, so we have to convert this frequency domain answer into time domain answer. So in order to convert the frequency domain answer into time domain answer, so we have to take inverse Fourier transform. Okay, so you're familiar with that inverse Fourier transform. So using partial fraction expansion, we are going to solve. Okay, so you see in the denominator polynomial, there are three. This is the third order equation. So already j omega is in factorized form, and this second order equation we have to factorize. Okay, so if you are factorizing this second order equation, so already we factorized in the previous thing. So we got the same roots are repeated. Okay, so this one it can be written as j omega plus 3 to the whole square. Okay, so here out of this 3 roots, so how many roots? The first one is having the root 0, and the second 2 roots are repeated roots having the value j omega equal to minus 3. Okay, and if the roots are repeated root means, so we may solve in some procedure. In the second unit we solved that is the inverse Fourier transform if repeated roots. Okay, we solved one problem. So I will give the link in the description box. If you want to refer, you just refer. Okay, and this y of j omega. So next one, in partial fraction expansion method, this y of j omega we can split it as a partial fraction coefficient a by the first one j omega plus b divided by j omega plus 3. Okay, one time, plus c divided by the j omega plus 3 to the 2 time we have to write, and consider this equation as a equation number 3. Okay, so what is the next step? We have to find the value of a, b and c. Okay, so how to calculate a? So here the a and c is calculated in a as usual partial fraction method. Okay, so this a is calculated as that. So what is the term under a? J omega. So that is j omega multiplied with the total function y of j omega. So j omega multiplied with the total function y of j omega at the root value j omega equal to 0. Okay, so now, so j omega into what is the y of j omega? 2 by j omega into j omega plus 3 to the whole square. So here j omega cancelled. So in the remaining term, wherever j omega is there, we have to put 0. So if you are substituting 0 here, in the denominator 3 squared. So 3 squared is 9. So in the numerator 2 is there. So the answer for A is 2 divided by 9. Okay, so we calculated. Similarly, the B is calculated. Okay, C is calculated in as usual method. So C is equal to, what is the value under C? Okay, that is the 2 time repeated means, what is the value under C? J omega plus 3 whole square. Okay, so j omega plus 3 the whole square into the left handed function y of j omega at j omega equal to this pole value minus 3. Okay, so now we have to substitute the y of j omega value. So now this j omega plus 3 the whole square and j omega plus 3 the whole square, this two thing gets cancelled. Okay, so in the remaining j omega we have to put minus 3. So we got the answer minus 2 divided by 3. Okay, so C is calculated. So next one we are going to calculate B. So what does B means? In partial fraction, if the roots are repeated means, so we have to write the B divided by this root j omega plus 3, that is the minus 3 root, one time repeated first we have to write, then 2 times repeated we have to write. So this B value is calculated as that. So the B is equal to one time differentiation of, okay, d by d omega of this C term. Okay, how we are calculating C? The value under C, j omega plus 3 the whole squared into y of j omega at j omega equal to minus 3. Okay, so this C value we have to differentiate one time and we have to substitute the thing. Okay, so now, so d by d omega of, what is j omega plus 3 the whole squared into y of j omega? So in the below thing we cancel, that is this one cancel. So the remaining we got 2 divided by j omega. So d by d omega of 2 divided by j omega. So now we have to differentiate this 2 divided by j omega with respect to the j omega. So if you are differentiating this, 2 is a constant. So this j omega, it can be, that is 1 by j omega. The j omega, it can be written as a j omega to the power minus 1. So if you are differentiating, so we will get minus j omega to the whole squared. Okay. So now in the place of j omega, we have to put minus 3. So here minus 3 the whole squared means we may get 9. Okay, so the answer is minus 2 divided by 9. So this is the value of B. Okay, so we calculated the coefficient A, B and C. So what is the next step? So we have to substitute the value of A, B, C in our y of j omega equation. This partial fraction equation. Okay, so the y of j omega, it can be written as the A value 2 by 9 by j omega minus 2 by 9 by j omega plus 3 minus 2 by 3 divided by j omega plus 3 the whole square. Okay, so now using the standard Fourier transform pair, we have to take inverse Fourier transform for each term. Okay, so what is the inverse Fourier transform of y of j omega small y of t? That is, it is the inverse Fourier transform is used to convert the frequency domain into time domain. So the inverse Fourier transform of y of j omega is small y of t. So which is equal to 2 by 9 constant. So what is the remaining term? 1 by j omega. Okay, so 1 by j omega, which signal is having the Fourier transform answer 1 by j omega u of t, unit step signal, and minus 2 by 9 constant. So which signal is having the Fourier transform 1 by j omega plus 3? It's a e power minus 3t u of t. Okay, the exponentially decaying signal is having the structure 1 by j omega plus 3, and the another one minus 2 by 3 you write. So which signal is having the Fourier transform answer is 1 by j omega plus 3 the whole squared. Okay, just now in the impulse response we calculated. Okay, so you see this 1 by j omega plus 3 the whole squared inverse Fourier transform is which one? T into e power minus 3t u of t. Okay, so according to that one, the inverse Fourier transform of the third term is t into e power minus 3t u of t. Okay, so this is the inverse Fourier transform of capital Y of j omega. So we got the y of t expression. So this y of t, it is said to be the response of the system. Okay, so in this problem, so we calculated the response y of t for the input x of t is a u of t. So that's why this response we are calling it as a step response. Okay, what is meant by step response? The response of the system for the given input is a unit step signal. Okay, so we derived. So in this thing, we derived the two things. Okay, for the given system, we derived the first one as a impulse response h of t. The impulse response means for the given system, if the input x of t is a del of t, what is the thing? Okay, that is a one way. Another way is to using after taking the Fourier transform, we have to find h of j omega. We have to take inverse Fourier transform of h of j omega, means we will get h of t. Then the second question, we derived the output y of t under the input x of t equal to u of t. Okay, so we got the answers. Okay, so thanks for watching my channel, and please subscribe my channel for more videos and keep watching. Thank you.